Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre went head-to-head with 9 other candidates in a fight to win over Alberta's Battle River-Crowfoot riding.
Thank you to the fellow candidates, though I think that there are about 190 of them that are missing.
And on their political platform.
Well, that's the Conservative leader making a joke of the more than 200 candidates that are competing to represent the riding in the by-election happening August 18th. Elections Canada, as we told you yesterday, has said they're going to have an adapted ballot, meaning voters will write in the name of their preferred candidate because there's just so many on the ballot, and it would be over a meter long. So for a closer look at what this means for the election, I'm joined this morning by Laurie Turnbull, political science professor at Dalhousie University, regular here on Your Morning. Good to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. Good to see you.
You know, by now, most people know there's only 7 of these candidates, of the 209 or 200 plus candidates, that have an actual political party affiliation. Most of them are associated with the longest ballot committee. Those are the same people who showed up in Poilievre's old Carleton Nepean riding and then 2 previous by-elections. Have we seen a write-in ballot before? I don't remember one, but maybe you know of one. Have we seen this before?
Not that I know of. It's possible this has happened some point in history, but this is unusual. This is definitely something that Elections Canada is doing, as you said, to manage this issue around a long ballot. They don't want to have this situation again where the ballot is like, feet long, and you have to kind of like fold them up, stuff them into the ballot box. It creates all these issues. And I mean, I don't know. We haven't seen this happens so many times that there's a big body of research that you can point to see the effect really. I don't know if there's going to be, say, for example, more spoiled ballots because the riding is longer and it's, more likely that you might make a mistake in where you put your X. But anyway, the Elections Canada is done with it. And so they've decided this will be a write-in ballot. And this will be an interesting kind of pilot project, really, to see how people respond to it.
Well, I mean, there's so many opportunities for challenge in this, right? Talk about spelling. What's the bar for legibility? What makes a spoiled ballot versus one that is counted? So we reached out to Elections Canada to find out what they have to say. Here's a little bit of the statement that they sent back to us. It says in part, it is important to note that while disruptive, the actions taken by the longest ballot committee are not prohibited by the Canada Elections Act. We are taking a number of measures to help ensure electors know how to use the ballot and can easily find the name of their chosen candidate when they go to vote. We know that that means there'll be a list that is posted at Elections Canada sites where they'll have the correct spelling. But I'm thinking in terms of challengers, or even in terms of whoever the winner ends up being. Maybe you won by a larger percentage. Well, you want to see the ballots and see which ones were spoiled and which not. I mean, I feel like this it is new territory and therefore new challenges at play.
Right. And so instead of, when the ballots are counted, instead of looking for that X, they're going to be looking at each one, and deciphering what name is there, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if you're the candidate, if you're a candidate in this riding, you're going to be saying to your supporters, write legibly, make sure that the people can see what you're actually trying to say there. And I suspect for the most part, this is going to be fine. But sure, when the people are counting the votes, and there are people there who are representative of the people who are running. So everybody's got their agent there who's kind of witnessing the count to make sure everything is fair.
Yeah.
We might see a little bit more, elbows up. We might see a bit more, jumping in and saying, oh, I'm not sure if that's what that says. And let's have a closer look at that. There might be a bit more judgment call in that moment, but we'll see what happens. Again, this is kind of our first time at this, and at least in recent memory. One can write in a ballot. That's, that can happen in a regular election. But to have this as this is what everybody's going to do and every ballot is going to be like this is different.
Well, the counting alone is going to take longer. We already know that. Listen, we know this is a safe Conservative riding, but I'm curious about the win that Mr. Poilievre will need to pull off in order to feel secure in his leadership. He lost the last election. He then lost his seat. This is sort of his 3rd race that he's running at, 3rd test of his leadership. Is there a marker? Is there a bar that would say to the rest of the Conservative Party, this is a lock, we're safe now?
Right. I mean, Mr. Curritt got 83% of the vote. I don't know necessarily that Poilievre has to meet that threshold in order to, say to the party, look, my win is very secure here. The party's looking for a big number. Poilievre is looking for a big number. This is a bit of a humbling moment for him in that he has to come to look for another seat because he lost the one in Carleton. And so they want to see a very clean win here. Now, not everybody on this ballot is a political party member or affiliated with the longest ballot committee. I think probably his most formidable opponent is an independent candidate herself, Bonnie Critchley. And she has gotten a lot of press over the last number of weeks. And she's making the argument, look, this guy doesn't live here. He can't, she said last night in the debate, he can't vote here because he doesn't live here. And she's really pushing for the need for a local representative to take the concerns of the riding to, to Ottawa on their behalf, as opposed to somebody who actually lives in another riding and is the member, is the Conservative leader and the leader of the opposition. And essentially he's got other irons in the fire kind of thing. And so I think he'll win. I mean, you could see from the room last night, even though Critchley has gotten a lot of attention, it's very much Poilievre's room. This is a Poilievre riding. He was going into a very, warm crowd last night, lots of cheers for him. But I think it'll be interesting to see what she can do on this ballot, because she's really made a strong argument, it seems to me, about bringing forward those issues about him being the leader, but not from the riding.
Laurie Turnbull, political science professor at Dalhousie University. Great to have your perspective this morning. Thanks.
Thanks for having me. Take care.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.